Well, dear people. My hair is wild. Oops, and I have something there. Okay, my shirt is broken. Wonderful. Uh, who do we have in the chat? Yes, we have had Peter very early on saying, "G'day, mates." And I said, actually, quite early on, I was in the studio well beforehand, and I had said, you're in early, and he said, well, easy when you don't sleep. And he's saying hello. Okay. Okay, Boo says hello. How's everyone doing? I'm doing okay. Jens says quite good. You. Peter says, don't talk to me about wild hair. Oh, come on, man. Don't be so hard on yourself. Okay. That person there might start sneezing and she is then out. Why, you may ask? She has COVID, so she just goes shoo shoo. Out of the room, please. So the wild thing is, even though I live with her, which is quite obvious that I live with her, she just got the message, the text from the lab. Yes, you have. The laboratory confirms that she does have COVID, but I work in healthcare and I still have to go to work. As long as my test is negative, my tests are negative, and I'm asymptomatic, I have to go to work. Yeah, so the Finnish system. She got the test result in just a matter of hours, but that's just how it goes for us nurses. If your partner has COVID, you come to work. I know someone who had her three kids and husband go through COVID, and she still had to go to work. Yeah. Anyway. It's fucking hot in here. Okay. Tonight, no beer, just water. This is like a gallon of water, roughly 0.6 liters. Okay, and we have, of course, Stefan here on the top of my speaker there, and Bertil. Okay, you can go sit right there. Okay. Okay, this is going to be quite a rough ride today because the topic is really heavy. Okay. Before we go any further into the shitty stuff, I would like to remind you of a person called Flems. Flems is my patron. Has been one for 9 months now. So go check the links in my description box. There is links to Patreon, PayPal, playlist links. There are Discord links as well. Okay, so my Patreon looks like this. Okay, yeah, so starting from €3 or equivalent in your own currency, plus VAT. Okay, and it's from €3 up to €30 to back these people. Okay, so there we go. Okay, then the beef. I have so much beef with this. I have so many. This is so wrong on so many levels. It's disturbing. Okay. Yes, No, not this one. This one. That's something I'm gonna talk about a bit later. Okay, but this Make America Great Again congressional candidate promises to start, quote unquote, start executing people who support LGBTQ youth. Pastor Mark Burns is here, I would assume. Yes, this is a screenshot. Yes. Is running for Congress. Actually, he ran unsuccessfully 2018 and 2020, I think. So, running for Congress in South Carolina, which is, I've talked about the situation in the stuff about South Carolina before, and why do I have that? No, I don't want to have that. Okay, campaigning to an extreme promise. He wants to execute Senators Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham. Honestly, I forgot to. What's Lindsey? I would assume they are Democrats, but Lindsey Graham. Yes, Lindsey Graham is an American lawyer and politician serving as a senior United States senator from South Carolina since 2003 and member of the Republican Party. Chaired the Senate Committee and the Judiciary from 2019 to 2021. Okay, and Lindsey with an E, it's a man. Okay, Lindsey with an A apparently is a woman. So I forgot to Google these people. Okay, but this is just for rivalry reasons. Okay, who's Mitch? Mitch McConnell. He's also a Republican. Addison Mitchell Connell III is an American politician and retired attorney. Senate Minority Leader as of 2021. Okay. Some rivalry, I would assume, between the parties. Okay, so he goes on to say, I vote to make sure that those parents be held, parents who support the LGBTQ plus kids should be held for child abuse. This is not anything new. Rhetoric isn't something new. There's no, he says, in a right-wing stupid show, there is no such thing as trans kids. There are only abusive parents who are pushing that evil sexual orientation onto their child's mind. There is so much wrong in this statement alone. It's so much that it's disturbing. For some reason, my that one looks okay. That one looks a bit weird. Okay, that was just something funky going on with that camera. Okay. Does he not know what he's talking about? Apparently he has no idea what he's talking about. Okay. He doesn't know what he's talking about, so there's no point in trying to argue with him. Okay. Okay, just kidding. Peter says, whatever happened to love thy neighbor, and perhaps the clan should pay him a visit. Says Jens, a explicit to put in places. Okay, Ruby, why hate love is best for the world? Why hate love is best for the world? Punctuation. Space, comma. Okay. Maybe I should go and do something along the lines of what cats does. No capital. Why hate? No punctuation. No capital. Love is best for the world. Okay. Sorry. I had to try. I know I messed it up. Sorry, cats. Okay. By the way, I have something about Steve Anderson coming your way at some point. I don't know when, but he's just a horrible person. Okay. Like, okay. That's. Yeah. This is educational purposes.
These groomers coming for children, these drag queen story hours. Will you help us?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, not only.
Pastor Burns, will you fight to get rid of this LGBTQ indoctrination, these groomers coming for children, these drag queen story hours? Will you help us?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, not only will I vote to make sure that those parents be held for child abuse, because there's no such thing as trans kids, there's only abusive parents, period. There is no such thing as trans kids, there are only abusive parents who are pushing that.
Okay. That's one bad motherfucker. Peter says the booby Republicans are so absurdly stupid. The US is in hot water with nature. And Jan says one minority has finally accepted shitting. Has finally accepted shitting on another minority. Yeah, but that. Yeah. That happens, you know. Okay. Let's see what he also has to say. Okay. So he says, Pastor Mark Burns goes on to say, and I quote, I want to make sure that those parents have been held accountable, he continued. And I quote continues, we should start putting some of those parents in jail for abusing their child's mind, especially in the school system. Any teachers that is teaching, any teacher that is teaching that LGBT transgenderism is not an ism. What are isms? Examples of isms: communism, capitalism, plenty of other things. Feminism, queer feminism, Maoism, Taoism, Buddhism, Judaism. Yeah. Jens says parents of dark-skinned children as well. I would assume so. I would assume so, because in here he doesn't make any distinction between whether or not these parents he's talking about is or are regardless of the color of their skin. So let's get back. Okay. Furries, and then of course he makes a parallel to furries and the groomers, and any sexual orientation communication in the school system should be immediately be terminated, but teachers should also be held accountable for abusing young children. He also compared LGBTQ supporters to Nazis, even though Nazis murdered, haunted, and tormented, tortured, etc., LGBTQ plus people. But apparently, this dick doesn't know jack shit what he's talking about. So. Okay. Burns didn't just stop at saying support, and I actually made reference to this Nazis taking the gays away from occupied France just a few weeks ago with Eric Zemmour, yes. Bowie says being transgender is an important part of nature. Yes, that is absolutely correct. And yeah, saying uneducated pastor, no surprise there, hating for Jeebus. Yeah. When I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if someone started blaming some of these QAnal conservative dickshits started blaming their concept of their twisted ideology of gays conquering everything. I suspect that some of them will start blaming this on the Jews, which wouldn't be anything new, anything weird, or what they think is like wrong with gay people, trans people, etc. They'll probably blame it on Jews at some point, which is something that far right dipshits actually do. Okay. Now this next thing is quite interesting. Quite interesting thing to say. Burns didn't stop there at saying supporting LGBTQ youth is child abuse, but said that the LGBT transgender grooming our children's mind is a national security threat because it is ultimately designed to destabilize the something they call their beloved United States of America, which is not Love LUVVV says hi. Bowie says Nazis are a white supremacist group. Yes, that they are. And these people saying all these horrible things here are, of course, Putin's bum boys. We all know that Putin's Russia is funding these far-right dipshit Republicans. It's no secret. And there's a lack of, by the way, just for this particular reason, it's surprisingly quiet from the Republican Party in judging in what's the word I'm looking here. Yes, the word is calling them out, and they do not condemn the war. They do not condemn the war in Ukraine. They do not condemn Russia's actions in Ukraine. So, because they are funded by Russia, so they lose all their funding if they call them out, which is quite weird. Since Russia and the US had been at odds at odds with each other for the past century or so. The communist USSR, but that's besides the point. Let's go back. He said, Mr. Burns said that if elected, he'll bring back the House Un-American Activities Committee, started in 1938 to investigate subversive citizens with ties to communism. Abolition was 1975. So presumably they would then be hunting down people who support LGBTQ plus youth. So it's a committee that we should reenact. That he said, Mr. Burns says, it is a committee that we should reenact that starts holding these people accountable for treason. Treason? Come on. Fuck you. Fuck you. That ain't no treason. Okay. Okay, let's go. Definition: treason. In the United States of America. Okay. What? Okay. Chapter. Okay. U.S. Criminal Code. Chapter 115. Treason, sedition, and subversive activities. Okay. Okay, and then here. Treason. Let's see. In the United States, whoever owing allegiance to the United States levies war against them or adheres to to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort within the United States or elsewhere, is guilty of treason and shall suffer death or shall be imprisoned not less than 5 years and fined under this title, but not less than $10,000, and shall be incapable of holding any office under the United States. Yeah. So basically, levies war against the United States of America. I mean, come on. That's a dishwasher at the background. Yeah, so amendments. Okay, do we have any amendments on this? Registration of certain organizations. Okay. Attorney General. Okay, political activity. Okay, so anyway, what he's talking about is not treason under the U.S. law. What he's talking about here is not treason, at least according to the U.S. legislation here. Yeah, that's U.S. code .house.gov. So U.S. code. Okay, U.S. code 18. So I think this is the U.S. criminal code. So the U.S. Criminal Code here, and it's treason. Yeah. Under chapter 15, 2381, treason. It's not treason. Who says, of course, money is involved. Peter says free speech. Yeah. Why do people like war? It only brings death, but they just want take whatever it takes to gain. They want to gain power. They want to get momentum. Okay. Okay. And he goes on to say, it is a hang on. It is a committee that would reenact that starts. It's a committee that we should reenact that starts holding these people accountable for treason. Lindsey Graham should be, yeah, the another Republican senator. Should be held accountable for treason for supporting Joe Biden's gun-grabbing Second Amendment. That Second Amendment law that he's trying to push forward. Second Amendment? Okay. But that is still not. What is it? Liby's war against them. Liby's war against the United States, or adheres to their enemies. Revision notes. Okay. Language referring to collection of fine will be omitted as obsolete and repugnant to the more humane policy of modern law, which does not impose criminal consequences on the innocent. Okay, the words "every person so convicted of treason" were omitted as redundant. Minor change was made in phraseology. Okay. Ian says Second Amendment, guns for everyone. Okay, that's it then. Okay, and then he goes on to say, hang on. And Mitch, in his opinion, Mitch McConnell just urged the other Republican senators to support Lindsey Graham to come after our guns, to confiscate our guns. That should be held for treason. It's still not treason. What he's talking about here is not treason. I don't want to go back to the U.S. Criminal Code again. Yeah. What this dipshit is trying to get rid of, it's not treason. He doesn't know jack shit what he's talking about. He's trying to get into the South Carolina Congress, but he doesn't even know he's not even familiar with the legislation he's talking about. He's not familiar with for example, the U.S. Criminal Code, that the bit that refers to treason. He doesn't know jack shit, or then he has no idea what war means. Okay, let's okay. In Oxford, okay. Oxford Dictionary. Okay. Oxford Learner's Dictionary. Let's see. Oi, why do I have ads? Okay. Go fuck yourself, okay? Okay. This is Oxford Learner's Dictionaries. War. War. Definition 1. Uncountable. Countable. A situation in which two or more countries or groups fight against each other over a period of time. This refers to an armed conflict, and 2, countable, uncountable, a situation in which there is aggressive competition between groups, companies, countries. Okay, and it's trade war or armed conflict. Okay, and then a fight or an effort over a long period of time to get rid of or stop something unpleasant. Okay, war on drug dealers, on terrorism, drug use, war against crime. But this is not why he's talking about but in the context of treason. But in my opinion, as I understand it, in the concept of treason, in the concept of war, in this concept, what he's talking about is he's talking about war, and as far as I can tell from the U.S. Criminal Code, the wording war means armed conflict, not war on terrorism or drugs or whatever. It's an armed conflict, and you don't get to charge someone with treason if you're fighting a war against crime, against drugs, or etc. You don't get to be charged in that. You don't get to be charged with treason in those conflicts. Okay. Louis says, bang bang, wonder why people are dead, complain about it, then push for more guns. Yeah. That man is a jackass, okay? Yes says his opinion is more important than facts, education, degrees, or knowledge. Yes. What kind of degree does this man have anyway? Or what kind of education? Let's get that out of there. Pastor. Burns. I wanna know what his education is. Let's see. Education claims. Okay. He briefly attended Southern Wesleyan University, then transferred to Tri-County Technical College, and again to North Greenville University. Okay, Burns claimed. So Burns claimed to have held Bachelor of Science degree from North Greenville University, and claimed to have served in 6 years in the U.S. Army Reserve. In August 2016, those claims were disproved by CNN. Burns attended Greenville University for 1 semester and didn't receive a degree. He served from 2001 to 2005 in South Carolina Army National Guard rather than Army Reserve. One component of the 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5. He served 5 years in the Army National Guard, which is not the Army Reserve. he said the false claims about his life on his website were a result of the website being hacked. Of course, you little fucker. This man is like what's his name? Kent Hovind. Yeah, Kent Hovind. This is another fucking Kent Hovind. Even though he's a bit this Mr. Burns is probably yeah. After working at McDonald's, he founded a church, then moved to televangelism. There's another ism for you. Why are pastors so stupid? I don't know. Yen says his opinion is more important than facts, education, degrees, and knowledge. Okay. Who says, why are pastors this stupid? Because they have zero education. They don't know any better. The only book they've read from front to back is the Bible. And even then, they don't have a fucking clue what they've just read. He admitted that he had lied about this. First he said, it was hacked. And he then, I lied. But he was attacked because he was a black man supporting for President Trump. Oh, you little dick shit. Come on. Yeah, and he was one of those, by the way, who advanced the conspiracy theory that Antifa was responsible for the storming of Capitol. But hey, and he is also the stepfather of his wife's 3 children from previous marriage. Ooh, he's a fucking he's fornicating. Is he any better than? Is he a saint or a sinner? So basically, the heads of pastors are as hollow as coconut. Yeah, and even coconut has more content in it. I mean, it has liquid. That's the coconut milk in I think inside the coconut. So. Let's see what we have here. What we have. Okay, before you go, before you do anything else, just subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you like my content. But there is. And please share this video. I'm stuck at 98%. At 98%. Fuck. 98 subscribers. So please, I was hoping to get 100 subscribers by the end of May. Now it's already June, halfway through June. So I'm hoping almost halfway through June. So I'm hoping to get the 100 subs by the end of June, if that's possible. If you could please help me with that, that would be highly appreciated. And to share, like, etc. Okay. And there is also Bowie says so. Box full of nothing then, yeah, okay. And there's this man. And this man, okay? I'm going to talk about this jackass later. And I'm going to deal with Rob DeSantis talking shit. Being full of shit. I'm gonna deal with him later as well, okay? But I may as well, I'm gonna talk about him, and then someone else, and another hate speeching jackass, probably next week, but we'll see. Unless, yeah. Okay, I may or may not talk about this next week. I may or may not talk about this at all because it's shit. But my content, yeah. But go figure. It's been 40 odd minutes now. Any thoughts at this point? It is too. So it's true. Pastors have so much head and nothing in it. Yeah, they have big heads and nothing really in it, and then so. Yeah, it's been shit, Anyway, there have been a number of interesting developments in the conversion therapy stuff. Conversion therapy things in the UK, but or rather the after effects of what they decided to. It's the after effects when they started not to ban conversion therapy on everyone else except trans people in the UK. So that has had a ripple effect, shall we say. So that's what I'm going to talk about as well. That might be next week. Might be these horrible homophobes. Could be something else. No promises. I have several different ideas on what to talk about. What to talk about next week. Oh, and I forgot to show this one. So those watching have really seen this. It's this adorable little lamb that I got from Jens when I met him in Berlin. Peter says, ironically, they are the only ones trying to convert. Yeah, precisely. Tell you what. I think what I have to say about this subject today is here. Okay. Otherwise, this will just be going into tangent. I've said what I wanted to say about this today. So this is it for today. But I will be with you on Friday for another episode of Random Friday. This is Stefan. Once again, you know him already, as well as he always makes me feel better. It's always makes me feel so much better. Greg Locke says Greg Locke is a monster. He in the pardon me. Greg Locke is a monster, but he isn't the only monstrous pastor. Yes, that is correct, and I might talk about Greg Locke at some point as well. Who knows? I may or may not. No promises on that one. So. Okay, so without further ado, I will see you on Friday. Bye bye.
you.